All right, so hopefully it's not too dark in here. So you guys just kind of saw a time lapse of me doing some sanding and priming. So here's where I'm at. I've done 2 coats of the epoxy primer, and I sanded in between each coat, and then I just did another final sanding, and it came out really, really good. That primer, I really like the primer. And one of the ways you can tell if primer is good, I'll show you on a little spot. Grab a piece of my sandpaper here. Is, let's see, we can just do like right here. You wanna, if you're sanding and your sandpaper doesn't clog up, that's good. That's how you know the primer is just like falling off. And that's what I like to see. So otherwise you're gonna clog sandpaper. But if you can see it just like flaking off, I don't know if you can see that down there. And your sandpaper doesn't get clogged, okay? You'll know if it's clogging, like you'll see streaks in it and little like balls of paint. So this primer's not doing that, which is awesome. It really does sand really nice. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna paint the rear bumper because I have enough. I ordered some more clear, but I have enough. I think I can do just one of the bumpers. I don't want to start on both and then run out of clear. That would be a mistake. So I have like a quart. What is this? Yeah, 1 quart. I think 1 quart will be perfect for just the rear bumper. And then, like I said, I ordered more of this, and also when I did the video on the price of the paint, I said it was $119. Well, it's not $119 for a quart. It's $119 for a gallon. I was just putting that there to show you the brand. Okay, this is just like a Sherwin-Williams brand, and it, you know, like I said, I did it on the black car, and the black car came out really good, so this is what I'm going to use. We're not going for show quality here. This is a budget paint job. So yeah, like I said, I have a ton of this left. I only used maybe this much of it, and it's this is a 4-to-1 mix, and yeah, this is the brand Speed Coat epoxy primer. And you can get it in different colors, gray, white, black. This is white just because I'm painting the car white. So, and then I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna prime the whole car. I don't think it needs to be. The whole car is in really good shape. I may just have to do a couple touch-up spots of primer where I did the body work. So, and so yeah, let me go ahead and get my gun set up. All right, so I'm an amateur painter, so I'm not 100% sure of what I'm looking at here, but it looks kind of rough. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I wasn't supposed to use some reducer, but I went ahead and emailed the people I bought this paint from. I thought it was ready to spray, but maybe I read it wrong. So it's kind of has a little texture to it. So I'm thinking that it may have needed to be reduced. I don't know. Like over here, it's starting to flatten out. But in some places, it just looks a little, like, I can't explain it more, just kind of like a texture to it. So, you know, I'm glad I just did one bumper before I did the whole car, or, you know, like I'm an amateur painter, so you wouldn't typically paint like one piece at a time. You know, you'd want to paint multiple pieces, like bumper, fender, but I'm not confident in my ability, and you know, that's why I do piece by piece, and then if I make a mistake, it's not as big of a deal. So I'll let this dry a little more and see if it flattens out. But yeah, I'm still waiting for an answer on whether this was already reduced. And even if it was already reduced, I probably could have reduced it some more and maybe it would have laid flatter. But at this point, there's nothing I can do now. I'd have to wait for it to dry, and then I could I could sand it again and then do it again. But I'll give it a chance. I mean, it looks good. You know, everything looks really good on it. And I don't remember if the paint I used on the black car was thinner or not. I want to say that it kind of was a little bit thinner, but I'm not 100% sure. And then on the paint itself, you know, it doesn't say it. It doesn't say whether it's been reduced or not. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. It does look a little thick. I think it needs to be reduced, because look how slow that's pouring out. I mean, typically, I've always thought that when you buy a gallon like that, it usually is already reduced, because, I mean, if it's not reduced, that's enough paint. I mean, that gallon is enough paint to paint 2 cars, I would believe. I mean, once you reduce it, that's a lot of paint. That's why I figured it was already reduced. But this one here, this is the other, it's a little different brand, but yeah, this is ready to spray. I do know this is ready to spray. And let me take a look at it really quick. Oh yeah, this here is way more watery. Look at that, look how it's like dripping. It's like water. Okay. So that is definitely my issue there, and I'm glad that all I did was spray one bumper. So that stuff needs to be reduced. I mean, there's no way that it should be that thick. But you know what? It's not a big deal. What I'll do is I'll let that dry. It'll be like, you know, another coat of primer, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I can definitely see the texture. And that is definitely because, you know, with reducer, it's going to be wetter and it's just going to go flat. But the way that this laid out was, it's got some bumps in it. So, but you know what? No big deal. We'll go back over it with some sandpaper, just knock it down. And then once I get, you know, the information back from the place I emailed, we'll reduce it to whatever they recommend. So yeah, that's a good lesson to learn. Hopefully you guys learned something too. Make sure you double check that. I thought it was already reduced. I probably wouldn't have bought that much paint if I knew it wasn't reduced, because typically if it's like a 2-to-1, you could buy half a gallon and have a whole gallon of paint. So yeah, so that would be like 2 gallons of paint. I mean, I could paint another car. I'll have to look for another Fox body that's white, and I'll paint that one too, maybe. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, I'm probably going to end the video here. It's going to get long, and I'll just keep, you know, doing little videos on my progress. Again, I'm an amateur painter, and if you're an amateur painter, maybe, you know, we can learn together. And yeah, this one, I left it out here so it wouldn't get any overspray on it. But yeah, this looks really good. As far as like Fox body bumpers go, that one's in really good shape. So anyway, we'll fix this, and then when we come back the next video, we'll redo it, and yeah, we'll put some clear on it and see how good it looks. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Hope you learned something. Check you out later.